me tell you about the stroke. I was a talented poet, always carrying around a piece of paper and a pen, writing, rhymes for everything. But then the stroke. Well, I was right-handed. And it wouldn't work. And it took my right hand and paralyzed it. It took my creativity also. For instance, you could tell me your first name, and a while go by and I forget. That makes conversation difficult. Okay, take the pile that I've written. Okay, it was a chance for me to go over it. I could read it. One day, I was feeling bold beyond compare. The phone rang, and Pat wasn't at home. I said, hello? And he told me his name and his message, and I guaranteed that I would get it to Pat. So as soon as he hung up, I got my paper and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and it was several times for me to be able to read the writing, but I wrote with my left hand. And then I was so excited, I was going to give Pat the message that who called while he was out. The second Pat walked through the door, I had my paper, and Pat, this guy called, and he said that, and he says, what? And I said, oh, well, I took my right leg and paralyzed it. No shoes. Wow, no shoes. And no more drying and washing clothes. Huh? And the folds were pretty, one-handed fold, try it. And my cooking, well, my husband cooks, and he's pretty good at that. Well, I give him an attaboy for that. And did you ever sit in a room unable to respond? I sat there for 6 years. And, the whole room talked about me, and I was sitting right there. And, I couldn't respond. And I got something to say to those people. And you wouldn't, you say, I'm not there. Okay. Well, that's what the stroke did to me. It took away the cigarettes and the Diet Coke. And, one day I was, you know, I was all inspired to dress myself, okay? So I go on the closet and I get out the favorite thing and I put it on, and it wasn't, I didn't fit my leg into it, and wow, it's too small, huh? And and fat. I was fat. Wow! You know, the diet, it took the right arm and the imagination and took the right foot, but I don't think so. Fat. Okay. Oh, I took Dr. Oz's berry drinks for 2 months and not a pound. This girl, who was a Toastmaster, lost 106 pounds. Wow! I said, how did you get there? And she said, I'll make you a list. Well, you should have seen my excitement waiting for the list. I had shakes and dieters food, and my husband told him to go get it. And he said, no, you know, that nobody does it without exercise. Look at me. I'm in a chair. I can do head and shoulders and that. But I asked her, what did you do to gain, to take it off? And she said, walk. I said, well, okay. And that reminds me of a poem I wrote. It's called The Dieter's Lament. 2 fresh eggs, boiled instead of fried, a gallon of water gurgling inside. Hamburger patty, no potatoes, no bread, 25 sit-ups before I go to bed. No more complaints of him, a bulging belly. No fresh corn on the cob, no toast, no jelly. Only 10 more pounds to go. The dieting days goes by so slow. Just when I starve, I shrink, I strive, and the long-awaited wait is about to arrive. My husband looked me over and jokingly said, "You look too skinny to be alive." And I said, "I'll do it for me."